Hey guys, this is Matt Smith here, and I'm going to be talking today about brief exercise 11.6 in this week's homework. And so this actually took me a little bit to get figured out and to understand. And so if you guys have any questions after this, I'm 100% sure I don't understand it in the best way possible. But I can do my very best to help you out. And if I can't, then I'm sure Brother Fox or someone else can do so. So please feel free to ask any questions. So it starts off saying this: the stockholders' equity sections of AAI Corp balance sheet consists of common stock, which is $7 par at 840,000, and retained earnings of 400,000. A 10% stock dividend of 12,000 shares is declared when the market price per share is $15. Show the before and after effects of the dividend on the components of stockholders' equity. Right after, show the before and after effects of the dividend on the shares outstanding. So things that helped me as I was studying for this, trying to understand it better. Stock dividends do not affect assets in any way. They only redistribute retained earnings and paid-in capital. So if we look at the accounting equation, assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. We don't touch assets, we don't touch liabilities, it's only an owner's equity. I guess that makes sense for this chapter. And with that, we will record a decrease in retained earnings and an increase in paid-in capital. One of the things that it had in the textbook that kind of helped me understand it is if you're at a party and everyone has their slice of pie or whatever, and you go to the person whose party it is and you say, hey, I want another slice of pie, and they just cut your slice in half, and now you have two pies, two slices of pie. It doesn't satisfy you, it doesn't change anything, but you technically now have two slices of pie. And for that, we do not increase the percentage of total outstanding stock that one stockholder may own. So if someone has 2% of any particular company, they stick with that same percentage. It doesn't change. So here I like to start by putting in all the stuff that I do know for sure, like the accounts, stockholders' equity. We have paid-in capital, which consists of common stock, and paid-in capital in excess of par value in the common stock. We have the total paid-in capital, retained earnings, then total stockholders' equity. And then the information from the question. Common stock is 840,000. Retained earnings are 400,000. And we can kind of fill in the blanks here. If this stock was issued at par value, and so there is no excess of par value common stock before the dividend is given. We have the total paid-in capital, which is this common stock plus excess of par value, retained earnings, and the total paid-in capital and retained earnings equals $1,240,000. Outstanding shares. Something that helped me was just to get this out of the way beforehand too. Outstanding shares before the dividend is 120,000. You can find that by dividing the value of all outstanding shares of the common stock, the 840, by the par value. You get 120,000, excuse me. Or you can multiply the 10% stock dividend of 12,000 shares by 10. and you'll get the same value. And the after dividend, that is simply 120,000 plus the 12,000 shares that were added in the dividend. So here we will start with our common stock and the paid-in capital in excess of par value. So here we have the dividend, if I can learn to spell, of 12,000 shares at a price of $15. $15 per share is $180,000 total. That is the value of those shares. The par value of that would simply be the $7 given. And then the excess of par will be 15 minus 7 is 8. This number is super important, but we won't focus on that right now. Here we'll simply look at the par value, which is the 12,000 times 7 is 84,000. And the excess of par is 12,000 times 8 is 96,000. And here in the textbook, it kind of has a before dividend change and after dividend. Here we simply have the before and after, and we need to fill in the blanks ourselves. We need to fill in all the blanks, but that's besides the point. So common stock is the 840,000 plus 84,000 is 924,000. Paid in capital in excess of par value. 0 plus 96,000 is 96,000. That's simple. Total paid in capital is the $1,020,000. And so what's happened here is we take, to make sense of that, we are going to decrease retained earnings by this total value of this dividend. We've added it to the total paid in capital. And so the 400,000 minus 180,000 equals 220,000. And those two numbers, it all adds up to the same total stockholders' equity. Nothing has changed. If something's changed, you did your math wrong. Thank you so much for hanging on with me. If you have any questions, any concerns, I'd be happy to hear them. Or if there's anything you think I could do better or add to this, I'd appreciate that as well. Thank you so much, and see y'all later.